It is up, everyone. This is Captain Eon speaking, and today I'd like to share from chapter 7, verses 7 to 9, on the idea of the plumb line. Hearing about this plumb line, I immediately began to refer it or get a visual reference of one of the most glorious occurrences / phenomenon that I believe the world has ever known. But before I get into the particulars of this one reference point, I posed the question, what is the purpose of a plumb line? Now, this idea of a plumb line, while used today, the actual plumb line itself is a more basic, outdated version. But I've realized that the most tried and true methods are very basic. And it's ultimately, from my understanding, just a string of some sort with a weight on the end. And utilizing the forces of gravity, it actually helps when applied to the building process to ensure a building is aligned straight. Now, back to this reference, right, when I heard about this plumb line. But before I get into that, today's digital equivalent would be like a level, like a digital level. With that said, back to the reference that kept coming to mind when I heard this term over and over again today. And it was ultimately the phenomenon of Emmanuel, God coming to be with us, creating for himself a mortal body and becoming that reference point for which the glorious kingdom of heaven has been built upon and with. I use the words of God when he's referring to himself as the chief cornerstone. Not just this key piece that keeps it all together, but the foundation for which everything is built upon, the reference point for which everything is aligned straight and in order. And then here, and again, this is my application and understanding of what God is saying today as it applies to where I'm at. And with that said, this plumb line was placed in the midst of his people. And again, that's why, for me, it just backed up the reference of being Jesus Christ. Christ came to his own. He was set in the midst of his people. And just by the very nature of this vertical reference point, it created sides. And ultimately, I've realized that God is empowering me with the spirit of the vertical to be able to apply it to my horizontal existence and to build using him as the reference point so that I can ultimately, in faith believing and hoping in the fact that I will be found on the inside of the walls of the great city when it's all said and done. Caption this. The plumb line refers to the straight and narrow way. Let me say that again with a little bit more emphasis on how I wrote it. The plumb line refers to the straight and narrow way to build. Sir.